Canada's history didn't begin with Europeans. For thousands of years, Indigenous peoples lived across the land we now call Canada. They had rich cultures, unique languages, and strong communities long before any ships from Europe arrived. This land was already full of life, knowledge, and traditions. Everything began to change when the first European explorers reached the region. English and French explorers arrived on the Atlantic coast, traveling through places like Newfoundland and the St. Lawrence River. Their arrival sparked growing interest in the land, its resources, and the people who lived there. The French were among the first to build permanent settlements. They founded places like Quebec City and focused heavily on the fur trade. To support their trade, the French formed alliances with several First Nations groups. This area became known as New France. Even though the French settled here, their population remained small compared to later arrivals. Over time, France and Britain fought for control of North America. A major turning point came when the British defeated the French in a key battle near Quebec. Soon after, France surrendered most of its territory and Britain took full control of the region. This shift changed the future of Canada forever. With British rule came new waves of settlers. English-speaking loyalists moved up from the United States after the American Revolution. Britain also created new colonies and signed treaties with indigenous nations so they could take over more land. Settlers pushed westward, expanding British influence across the continent. As the colonies grew, they wanted more independence. Eventually, several British colonies joined together and created a self-governing country within the British Empire. This moment marked the beginning of modern Canada, but the story wouldn't be complete without acknowledging the impact colonization had on Indigenous peoples. Many Indigenous communities lost vast amounts of land. European diseases caused devastating population declines. Government policies attempted to erase Indigenous cultures, including through the residential school system. These harms are still felt today, which is why conversations about Indigenous rights and reconciliation remain so important. In simple terms, Canada's colonization began with thriving Indigenous nations, followed by European exploration, French settlement, British takeover, expanding settlements, and finally, the birth of a new country. But the legacy of colonization continues, shaping Canada's ongoing journey toward truth and healing.